try to dig the colorful things we say.
And welcome back.
We've made it over a month, Chris.
Oh, shit. Welcome to episode number 5.
Number 5.
I
believe
yes.
that's Cinco
I was gonna
for
say,
our international listeners.
Cinco,
Okay.
yes, yeah. Yes, yeah. International up in this bitch.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
All colors of the rainbow.
I
believe
dig
we are
it,
speaking to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's how I believe.
No,
All right.
exactly.
There we go. What are they listening to, Chris?
So you are listening to, well, that's your opinion, man. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
So episode number 5, we welcome you to our
This
podcast about news and shit.
I believe it's officially a hobby now.
This
is officially a hobby.
Yes.
You do it over a month. Is
that what it is?
And how dark it is in this room, I feel like we're doing a hobby right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we like it dark in here.
Absolutely.
Yep, it's cozy as shit. So we first started in this room, and then we moved into the living room, which I thought was going to be, it sounded a little bit better, and it was a little more comfortable. But I feel like this almost is
the conversations I feel are a little, I don't know. It just does something to the brain sitting at a table.
Okay, yeah.
It does.
No,
It
I mean
does.
it's definitely. You're upright sitting, you're talking, whatever. We have a table.
It makes more sense.
It's all about the table.
Those scene changes were very similar to a porno I was watching earlier. So,
oh shit, yes. All right, well, we want to welcome you back. Let's kind of get into it already. Let's do the beers.
Beer
of the week.
Beers,
yes.
I'll let you start with your particularly shitty beer. I'm gonna say.
No, fuck that. Okay, so check this out. So I'm not sure if many people know, but of course everyone's been into IPAs, but now they've been coming up with milkshake IPAs. Yep. It kind of sounds weird.
You went ultimate white girl at Starbucks today. Okay, that's what I'm just gonna say.
I want a mocha chicken latte.
I want a pineapple strawberry frappuccino. That's literally what we just drank.
Shit,
okay.
Yes. Okay. So what we are you ready for this, dude? This is called Sexy Beach.
Fuck me. Oh my god. Damn
Oh
it.
fuck. All right. So so this is called this is by it's a local brewery, I believe. Yeah, Minneapolis. It's actually right by your place. We've actually been there. This is
52 Brewing.
56 Brewing.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
56 Brewing.
Which was great though. That was when I kind of first got Dwight. He was kind of one of the first breweries where
it's an okay brewery.
It was good. Yeah,
it's a good brewery.
Which was cool is that night they had stand up. Yeah, like free stand up.
Yeah.
Which we just stayed outside though, so we didn't really.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good comedy.
It was gorgeous that day too, though. Like that night.
I missed the summer.
Man, fuck.
the winter.
It's coming.
the winter.
It's coming. That's what he said.
No, it's not.
So basically, this is a pineapple coconut milkshake IPA.
Fuck me.
I know it's a lot to say, but basically, so they call IPA. There's IPAs that are super hoppy, right?
I do want it back.
I want it.
Just in case.
So they call milkshake IPAs because there are milkshake stouts out there. Stouts,
milk, not fructose. What's it called?
It is called lactose.
Lactose.
It is made with lactose.
It's like a milk stout, but an IPA version.
So so and to break it down real quick is when you add lactose to beers, it almost has like a creamier, like sweeter
Smoothness,
taste.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So we have so they started to add lactose to IPAs, and you get almost like this sweeter, smoother.
It's
IPA,
like trying to make it like a milkshake. Yeah,
it's and it's
which isn't bad.
Yeah, and I feel like it's almost like that same mouthfeel, like just like an oatmeal stout, but except it's an IPA. I guess that's kind of how I equate it, So anyways, 56, excellent beer.
Really tiny brewery.
It's a tiny brewery, but it's great though.
Marshall Street
in
Northeast
Minneapolis.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Minneapolis, Northeast, got amazing breweries there.
Boom.
Lots of good ones.
Yes.
And I have my
and Andrew, what do you have?
I have a fancy beer,
Yeah.
small batch from a little brewery called Surly.
The largest brewery in Minnesota.
It's
the
insane.
most well known.
It's insane.
Yeah. Local. So 2 local brews actually.
2 local brews. This is a small batch tiramisu. Oh fuck! I've had a stroke. Funeral bar.
It's tiramisu.
Tiramisu. Funeral bar is what it is called, and it's tasty. It's good, but it I wish it was a little smoother.
A
A lot of alcohol in it.
Yeah, so check this out. So from my perspective, so it's 10.2% alcohol.
Yeah.
It's smooth as
Damn
shit.
near wine.
It's nice and sweet. It's
it's flavorful.
yeah. I don't know if anyone has ever had. I forget.
Tiramisu?
No, yeah. I forget the name of the brewery, but they have it's called creme brulee. It's by I think Third Tier. I think Third Tier Brewery it's called
I think
creme brulee.
is really similar to tiramisu, isn't it?
I
guess they're both kind of desserts. They're like flan.
Yeah, flan.
They're European flan. Right?
Flan. It's better than bad. It's good.
It's better. I don't know
That's
that's
from
from.
Ren and Stimpy, but it's not
okay.
flan. Yeah,
No.
I just added a plethora of like.
We are a Family Guy episode right now with all the.
I did Ren and Stimpy, but yes, yeah. So anyways, good beer.
It's good beer.
It's chocolatey. It is rich.
It's
so
I just wish it was a bit smoother.
Yeah.
I don't consider it it's more of a porter than a stout.
I don't
Like,
know. I mean,
stouts are,
yeah.
It says it's a stout.
So
I really don't know what a difference is between
so this tiramisu, it's called Tiramisu Funeral Bar, and it says a dessert stout brewed with coffee, vanilla beans, cacao, lactose, and molasses. Rich creamy molasses. You see, it rolls off your tongue, molasses. Sorry.
There we go. But it's good.
It's decent. So anyways, so we have two local breweries.
Two very
Surly,
strong beers.
which is a very small brewery. We're just joking,
Is
of course.
Surly really? I've never seen Surly outside Minnesota though. Is Surly? Surly's. It's not like it's nationwide, you know.
Oh,
like maybe you could.
That is a good question.
I think
I'm
focus
not sure.
mostly on the Twin Cities.
I would
area.
love to go to the East Coast and see how far Surly goes. I would love to see how far Surly has.
We
its
were
game.
in New York.
Yeah, New
didn't
York.
see it at a bar.
Oh yeah, I guess not. Well, yeah,
see it at a
yeah,
bar.
yeah.
When
There's
I'm
so
back
many
in Illinois,
there's so many breweries,
so
though,
many
yeah.
fucking breweries.
But I feel like Minneapolis has
Surly
dubbed-
is the Minneapolis St. Paul brewery.
Yeah, I
that,
feel like that's
it's a great.
Yeah.
It's easily our best brewery to go like to take a date or
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, it's a great
hands
place, too,
down.
especially when they remodeled two of the
Yep.
upstairs.
During the summer, it's
Yeah.
awesome. Decent
Yeah.
food.
yeah.
You'll be waiting 40 minutes though to get a seat. This is the only thing.
But you can get beer though, which is pretty.
you can get
yeah,
beer.
Yeah, yeah,
you can get
yeah.
beer, and they have like 50 of them.
Yeah. All right. So let's kind of get into maybe what we done this week. What'd you do? What'd you done? You know, how was your week today, buddy?
Fucking worked.
You worked.
That was my whole week.
Okay.
I
okay.
didn't do jack shit really. Honestly, I just worked. That is, I have nothing interesting to say.
Well, I know that you were telling me how that you have been struggling with impotence and loneliness. So if you want to talk about that,
February in Minnesota, Chris. What do I do?
Yes.
Okay.
It's past cuffing season.
I don't even turn the lights on when I get home. I just sit in the dark in the corner, chain smoking until I just pass out. Yep.
You don't talk to anyone until you're like audibly loud. You're like, well, this is my life.
I just wonder how much NyQuil I can take.
How much is a bottle is fine.
One bottle's fine.
Oh God,
I need to sleep.
I remember you were telling me as far as I think it's difficult where you're working right now.
I'm going
just
to
as far as you're
Nashville
supporting-
in 2 weeks. That's one thing to look forward to.
Okay.
So we'll have to film one of these podcasts.
Yeah,
I don't
there
care
you
if I said film. Film one of these podcasts a day or two.
Ooh, I
before.
like it. I'm not going to
Okay.
record you I'm on the streets of Nashville and we're
I'll be doing shitty on street, calling people idiots like all those fucking assholes.
Love
do.
it. Oh shit. So this week I was super busy. You know, we had Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. I literally
Apparently.
did nothing. I think
I didn't do shit.
I didn't either.
I didn't do shit.
What did I do Thursday?
I didn't do anything this week.
Jesus
it's fucking February in Minnesota.
We might have to cut this off.
This might be pretty bad. We'll listen to it. If we haven't lost anyone, we'll talk about that shitty beer. We haven't lost anyone yet.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the news. We swear.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get So as far as like in the news and all that, I think I guess we can start. I guess I can talk about kind of like my topic.
Sure.
And just it's not like huge in the news, but also it's something.
It's interesting to say the least.
I find it interesting. Yeah.
And there's a little gray areas in it. So we will be talking about the Amazon.
So yes.
Pulling out of New York City on Valentine's Day. Yep,
so at least
like so many New Yorkers.
At least there was something that pulled out on Valentine's Day.
Oh my god!
I what's so funny is I seen so many memes about like either you're going to be out fishing in 9 months, or you're going to be having a baby, or like you're either going to be doing something fun in 9 months, or you're going to be having a baby. So use protection.
Okay.
Like just saying, hey, whatever. So, anyways, okay. So I wanted to talk about, of course, the Amazon deal. It's a big thing.
New York just lost 25,000 jobs.
Well, actually, that was actually just like the low end.
That was the low end.
That's the low end projection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
A few months ago, and I can kind of go over all this, whatever. But
it was a big make me feel pretty. Amazon had put out there.
So the biggest thing that I guess we can go over to is that so there were New York, specifically Long Island. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can say Long Island. Is that how you say? Is that
like
Long
their
Island?
tea.
Yeah. Long Island. That was good.
Go.
There we go.
Yeah, it took you a second.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
All right,
Okay, so Long Island won. Their bid. So
they were chosen. They were chosen.
Yeah. Well, no, here was like more of a bid.
There was bids. They
fine,
weren't. Yeah, they weren't the most expensive. They didn't bid the highest apparently.
Okay, yeah.
But they bid enough to get chosen.
So it was basically out of 238 bids.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know Minneapolis had pulled out. Amazon. There we go. We can just ride that joke all day. Just like, okay.
Yeah. So there's controversy, I guess, about kind of what is happening, and I think it's very hard to just so I was in my research, I'm like, okay, I remember Google searching why did Amazon pull out?
Mm-hmm.
And clearly they weren't in love.
Apparently he didn't want to lock that down.
They didn't want to lock it down. No. Shit, God, no. I was and I feel like it's just the same thing. Last week we were talking about how you were looking for this truth of the AOC of
the non-bullshit.
Yes. I just want to know the facts.
I was thinking that too because I was researching it too, and I was I just let my YouTube feed just pull up video after video after video, and I'm just sitting there, playing video games today, and it was all 5-minute conversations, the exact 5-minute same 5-minute conversations. It's over and over and over again, just getting regurgitated to me through different networks.
And I feel like as we develop, especially with our podcast, I feel like that's one of my main goals is just to just fucking give you non-biased fucking opinions or information. I would love to do that. Well, but I mean, of course, give my opinions.
I'm totally okay with giving our own brand of bullshittery.
Yes.
Between us. I would love to have a little more honest of a conversation than what's being fucking thrown at us. And it's fucking incredible how it's all. I didn't hear. I only heard 2, maybe 3 statistics. The whole time I heard the number of jobs. I heard the amount of money Amazon supposedly got. Yeah. And that was really it. Yeah.
So let me break it.
No nitty gritty. I heard.
And so I tried to, we're fucking busy. We're busy men. But trying to navigate through all of this mud and opinions. Mm-hmm. It is very difficult. So anyways, one thing and I'm pretty sure, there are people who already know this, whatever, but so the biggest thing is that, of course, Long Island, they won out, and basically the state, right, offered $3 billion in subsidies over, which they don't really talk about this, over 15 years.
Yeah,
so that's what you don't hear.
Yeah.
You don't hear about that. You all they talk about is
200 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so here's what's this is one thing that I was super annoyed with when I was listening to like videos and reading research is that all they kept doing was they continually brought up, we don't want to pay $3 million. We don't want to pay $3 billion. I'm sorry, $3 billion. Like we don't want to pay $3 billion, $3 billion, $3 billion. That's all you hear, right? But also though they talked about how that they were going to get what's it called, like around like 27 billion.
The government would have received about approximately 27 billion.
So like 25. Revenue. So like around 20. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So around.
Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's more or less that 3 billion over 15 years. That was just taken off of their taxes. I mean, they're not getting a $3 billion check. It's taken off of the taxes. So they've lowered the taxes to incentivize Amazon to go there.
My understanding and what my research has said is that they actually won't receive money unless they like pay out So like if they
would they
if
receive
they don't
the money, or would they just pay less into the government?
Say that again.
Would Amazon themselves receive a $200 million check each year from New
York
City?
I don't know. Yeah,
it's weird, right? Because I heard it several ways. I heard several people say that it was more or less a tax break for Amazon, and then the politicians, they always stated it every single time that we are giving Amazon $3 billion.
I mean, when you hear in
I guess my point is that when a politician says we're giving away $3 billion, similar to when Bernie Sanders says these tax breaks are giving millionaires and billionaires, millions of dollars. No, the government's just taking less.
Yeah, no,
which resonates much differently with people than when a politician says that they are giving them money.
Yeah.
Because in a politician's mind, giving someone they own every single dollar in our pockets. To take less is to give back.
So my understanding of how they have it set up, right, is that this subsidy, right, the $3 billion subsidy is actually tied to the number of jobs that they're creating.
Oh yeah.
So if they don't create all of these jobs, between 25 to 40,000 jobs.
That's insane.
So and the whole thing is like they're not going to get the money if they don't produce. So that's where I feel like a lot of information is very misleading though. Like, so when you hear interviews, when you hear all this stuff, they're like, we're giving away all this money and we shouldn't have to pay for all this. It's like, wait a second. No. It's all based on production.
Yeah.
And also job creation.
So, and this is, we had watched a video and I guess I kind of agree with some people when they say, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, this, and this, because I don't believe that a government should be creating different tax structures for different companies. They're basically incentivizing certain companies and de-incentivizing others by not giving them these great deals. Yeah. In my mind, we should just be taxed at a low and fair rate, a flat tax.
Yeah.
Every single company, regardless if it employs 1,000 people or employs 5, should pay the same rate.
Yeah.
Is how I see it.
So one of the I guess
it's the political bullfuckery,
bullfuckery,
a little bit,
bullfuckery,
yes, and it's an overcomplication of the tax code, and I just don't like the way it's ripe for corruption.
Yeah,
doing these deals, it's ripe for corruption. Yeah. One of the big things, so Governor Mark Dayton in Minnesota, they say one of the reasons why he pulled out so early on it was because of Amazon bidding deal. Yeah, he pulled out because. It would have been the state would have looked like they were screwing over Target and Best Buy.
How so?
Because Target and Best Buy if we offered Amazon, who's a direct competitor to Target and Best Buy, if we offer Amazon these special deals, tax breaks, whatever, we would be picking Amazon over these homegrown companies. It would cause a lot of bullfuckery. Our government should not even have the opportunity or the ability to incentivize certain companies. They should just even playing field. Come here if you like us. If not, go fuck yourself.
Well, and that's, I think that's the question too, is like, are we incentivizing them to come in here? I feel like, and I think this is an argument that people are talking about is that Amazon is such a large company. So
it's huge.
So if I'm a very popular, let's say I'm a very popular podcast, I'm literally going to say, hey, this is like my deal. This is what I bring. You're gonna fucking like
make me feel pretty.
Make me feel pretty.
You're gonna make me feel pretty. Well, I think the best way to put it succinctly is to actually play. Anyway, is to actually play one of the city council members' interviews here. This is a man named Jimmy Van Bramer. Okay. In my personal opinion, he is a prick.
Put it towards
the mic. Let's just let the you guys decide here. All right, so here we go.
On opening a headquarters in New York City, because Amazon has demonstrated time and time again that they are antithetical to our New York City values. They remarkably came to the city council last week and declared not only would they not remain neutral when it came to efforts of their employees to organize, but that they would actually fight to crush any effort of their employees to unionize. This is a union town. I grew up in a union family. We've got to stand up for our values there. As you know, Amazon is not really clear about whether or not they're working with ICE and selling facial recognition technology to ICE. Obviously, we're a sanctuary city. The mayor and all of us have declared that we want to be a safe haven for all immigrants, including the undocumented. Amazon refuses to budge on that issue.
So
I think this speaks to a bigger idea, in especially because we're dealing with Democrats right now in the city council. Jim or John or whatever his name was.
Jim or Johnny or John.
Yep, exactly. He's a progressive Democrat. Okay. They're stating these subsidies. They're stating it as checks to Amazon. So I think the best way that to put it is they consider, if you have $5 in your pocket, if they only take $3, they gave you $2. Is basically how he is viewing these subsidies here. Everything you own is theirs. Whatever you have left over is a gift from the government, which is my big issue with the how they are making these points there. And I think it speaks to a larger issue we are having on the left today.
I think it speaks to where Andrew Cuomo.
I'm sorry, you pointed to me. My name's Andrew as well.
Andrew,
right?
yeah.
I'm like,
so the governor Andrew Cuomo and Mayor Bill de Blasio. They're the original creators.
They had worked along with Amazon.
Exactly.
They cut out the city council.
And I feel like, so as far as what I've been seeing, what I've been hearing is like they like organize this deal, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, this is gonna happen, and then you start to hear, well, wait, we weren't.
The city council was more or less left out.
Yeah, they're like, well, we were left out. Oh, we don't have any say in this.
Where's my press?
Conference? Exactly. Like, where's my hand in this? Like, exactly. We're not making money.
Why don't I feel special?
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't you call me?
I feel like it's very masked, though, in the affordable housing, also low-income housing.
There's lots of political talking points that have been attached to this.
And
there really are.
We will definitely get into that shortly, but yes.
Absolutely. So, well, I guess just speaking to his next point that he had made. So, the unionization issue within Amazon. Yeah. And I know, Chris, you kind of have a more personal story.
Correct. Yes. So, one of the biggest things that is Amazon didn't want was unionization of their workforce. Yeah. They actually pledged to have salaries average of $150,000 a year,
which is insane.
Insane
amount of money.
And I feel like one thing that I've heard in the media is like, oh, there's gonna have like not everyone's gonna have a $50,000 job, of course that's not going to happen.
No.
Like, no one's going to have, there's only going to be a few that are going to have $150,000.
Well, it's the median. So there's going to be millionaires working there.
Yeah.
There's going to be,
correct.
20,000, janitor a year.
So, So, I actually spoke with a really good friend of mine, and I was asking him, like, what are a few...
He works for a union.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yep. And I'm asking him like what's advantages, disadvantages, and he was saying how when you work for a union, it's great. It's great for the workforce.
Yeah.
It's great for the workforce.
Yes, it can be. Yeah.
Yes, because you can't get fired for bullshit things.
Yeah.
And also you're able to negotiate as far as how much you make, whatever, all of that. Like, you unionize against a company, and there's really is no incentive for a company to have a unionized workforce.
No. It's against their interests, which is absolutely true.
Yep.
And I suppose just generally speaking, for unions, they do have great things. It's the reason we have weekends. It's the reason we have a 40-hour work week, paid holiday vacation. Retirement benefits. Those are all great things. Those are all things that occurred in the early 19th century as well.
Correct.
Unions can also have huge catastrophic effects on our economy. Just looking at Detroit, one of the most productive parts of our country, the damn near, Silicon Valley of our country, is a shithole now because of all of these retirement benefits that were negotiated.
Detroit, the Silicon Valley of yesterday.
Honestly, it is an absolute shithole. I remember watching a documentary about Detroit where they could not even replace the light bulbs because the city was so strapped.
Wow.
Democratic leadership for decades. These large union benefits, especially in retirement, strapped them so badly that they could not. There was neighborhoods totally dark because they literally could not afford to keep the lights on. It's insane.
So, for my friend, he works for a union.
There are benefits to it.
Yeah.
There can be. However, they can be too powerful. There's a reason why the Southeast right now is considered the great expansion of the U.S. economy right now. There's been articles in the past stating that the new auto construction or manufacturing businesses are going to be moving to the Southeast simply because of their stricter union laws.
Interesting. Yeah.
The workforce is more flexible for the end goal.
So, of course, there's positives, but then also you will hear a lot of opposition and negatives of Amazon coming into this place,
a lower, not as affluent neighborhood of New York.
So here are a few different, and we will let you decide as far as kind of what you think, whatever. But one thing that a huge concern is that gentrification.
Yeah, which I would say is the one valid point these politicians bring up.
Correct. Yeah.
When you throw $1 billion into a neighborhood, things will change.
So and like in this even like New York isn't how do I say this? Like New York isn't fucking they've done this rodeo before. Like even like the Brooklyn Nets. Like there is even a documentary about the Brooklyn Nets, the basketball team. Mm-hmm. Like the whole area has been gentrified.
I mean, the Harlem Globetrotters, they're like, aren't they like, don't they live in the suburbs now, right? Like,
I have no clue, but yeah. But so like
neighborhoods will change, I would say, so those 25 to 40,000 jobs, they're going into a neighborhood that is currently, and their future plans were consistent of affordable housing. The site that Amazon would have been building on was slated to be affordable also aka government funded housing.
So you will hear the opposition saying, no, they weren't taking into consideration the affordable housing, whatever, right? So I've heard from different interviews, these people saying, hey, so these $150,000 a year, jobs, they're not going to be offered to these low income housing.
The people already living there.
Yeah. And so, but also it's like, but that's not the average though. Even though it says like, hey, they're going to have the average of $150,000 a year. That's not realistic. Like, and I feel like we all know that. So there's gonna be, in that area, it's gonna create jobs.
There's gonna be security on site.
Yep.
There's gonna be cleaners.
Yep.
And these are the lowest, side of that.
Correct.
Who knows? There could be a call center.
Correct.
Call centers.
Yep.
There could be more entry level positions associated with that building.
Yep.
I think the big thing is Amazon going to employ every single person in that neighborhood? No, they shouldn't have to either to justify building there. The idea that the economic opportunities that would be created there would not supplant everyone's living lifestyle there. It should not mean that you should take away that opportunity from the people that would benefit.
So here's where here's where my opinion comes into play, right?
Go ahead.
Right? Yeah. So you have this big company come in, who is going to offer tons of jobs.
Yep.
Tons of jobs.
And
literally,
it's a city. They're adding a city.
So and when you hear this opposition saying, "Hey, this is not going to be good for our community," they are literally like, I've heard that these people who live in these not assisted living, affordable housing, they are not going to qualify for these jobs that are going to be available. How do you know? You don't know.
No.
Right? And so,
what if their kids qualify for it?
Well, no. But
what if they don't? What if their kids do?
I'm just saying. Yeah. All I'm saying is like they're already like. They're literally saying, no, this area is not going to approve of them getting jobs. Like, no, wait, you don't know that. You don't know that someone, and also they're also providing schooling or like
property taxes.
No. Engineering schooling experience. Like they're offering classes. They're offering.
Amazon was going to offer
training. Essentially, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So it's very hard because I feel like the opposition is essentially saying these poor people aren't going to get these jobs that you're saying you're going to get, which you don't fucking know.
Well, I think it just comes into the natural evolution of a city center. The thing is the downtown area, the affluent areas, the fact that they are expanding, it's being shown as a bad thing. Yep. No. You might not be able to live in the same neighborhood, your grandma, grandpa, great grandpa lived in.
Yeah.
You can live close to those. You can move a couple blocks away. Yeah, you don't have the historical neighborhood you're living in. Yep. However, the economic opportunities, the resources available to you are only expanding. That is a good thing.
Correct.
The real concern you should have is when they start contracting. And the policies that have been set forth, the way this was handled by the city council, would be congruent with a contracting economy. They are restricting the opportunities of the people they represent in order to offer them affordable government subsidized housing, simply because. What better way for a politician to keep his job than to make people dependent on the government there?
So, and that brings me to my point is that you will hear, and I don't want to confuse my opinion with when I continually say opposition.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that there are people who are opposing this happening.
Which yeah,
and so these people are opposing.
I heard it was 70-30, 70%.
Oh, I didn't even hear percentage. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh no, yeah. So apparently,
yeah.
Amazon said that 70% approved. I've heard more less biased polls. Yeah. It was 59-41, 59% approved, which is a huge margin. Yeah. Who says no to a job, or at least a job opportunity? Yeah. I can't imagine it. If Amazon decided to come to Minneapolis, I would welcome it. It brings in new people, new ideas. It brings vibrancy to the community. The thing is people. What New York is saying is that we want to stay the same, even if it makes us poorer.
Yeah, so I've heard multiple interviews.
Yep.
And they're saying essentially that, hey, our community is okay. We already had people bid out our areas,
multi-use purpose,
exactly,
sites.
Yeah. So you're not looking at
which is bullshit, because it was going to be affordable housing was going to be included in that multi-use. So how good is your neighborhood when you're building affordable housing?
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm overstepping my boundaries or as far as overstepping information, but. One thing I have and I'm wondering is that since the Amazon has pulled out, right? And they feel very comfortable.
They didn't feel like it was a good decision at the time, but like a couple minutes later, they're like, "Oh, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it." Yeah.
But anyways, so they're like, "Hey, fuck you guys. I'm sorry. This is a headache. We're done." Now I am very interested in and I don't know how much this is going to be covered, and I would love to come back to this and to actually get how it plays out,
how that neighborhood plays out.
But so now that this huge company was going to invest so much money, so many jobs. And then New York, so what I've been hearing online is New York saying, no, we already have jobs. We're going to have jobs. We're creating jobs. We don't need these guys,
it's
whatever.
New York will be fine.
So yeah. And so now I'm curious, what is it going to look like?
Well, I think the thing is
without Amazon,
they don't understand that not only did they lose this Amazon deal, everyone knows why they lost Amazon.
How so?
Well, it's on the news. The same way we know. Will that not play a role in people investing in New York? They know that they got these assholes to deal with.
This is what's so fucked up about and I love our podcast. No, seriously, is because the difference. You will hear different things in the media.
Yeah.
So at one point you're like, no, Amazon is this crazy conglomerate that has been bulldozed, and we are the successors. We won. We beat the big corporation, and we won. But also, there's also another side.
People's futures were affected by it,
and
they really were.
Yes.
And then
and this corporation's like, no, we're not gonna fucking be here. Yeah. Good luck. I mean, we're gonna go somewhere else.
I mean, the neighborhood will be different now.
Yep.
It would have been different with Amazon going in. Now it's going to be different with Amazon not going in.
Yep.
If Amazon is replaced by affordable housing, is that a success?
I don't know.
That's a tough thing.
So affordable housing is more of a corporate.
What is a better outcome? Is affordable housing built close to the city center better, or is 25,000 jobs created in a free society better?
So I think this does.
That's what it comes down to.
I think it comes down to and I think we can go into a different, deeper discussion maybe at a later time. But
just in regards to capitalism in general?
No, but as far as gentrification.
Yeah.
Does a company who offers so many jobs, so many different pay scales, different rental markets, everything, it changes and it pushes, so that's, so now that they're not going to be in this market.
If New York never gentrified a neighborhood ever, it would be a shithole. No one would go there. And we would not have an economic powerhouse that we have in New York if
Brooklyn wouldn't be Brooklyn, Minneapolis wouldn't be Minneapolis.
No, it would be. It's regardless of whether or not you like the new people moving in, regardless if you are missing out on the heritage of the old neighborhood. Yep. There is value in having an economic hammer to wield in the world.
So
it adds so much to our lives. Not just the affluent. There are other people that do benefit from these systems.
With my personal opinion,
yep.
I do see. He's like, where's my? There's no more beer. No.
Drink all my beer.
You have over there. Nothing?
They're all gone.
Oh man, that's not.
You drank all my beer.
Oh dang it. So darn it. All right.
I'll cut that out.
So one thing I do believe in though is that I do believe in affordable housing. I do, but also I don't believe in forced affordable housing. And like I'm all 100% like
all affordable housing is forced.
What?
All affordable housing is more or less forced. Should we be subsidizing someone else's housing? Coming from someone who actually has
there is a difference between creating affordable housing than being forced into affordable housing.
But wait. Affordable housing is 9 times out of 10 mixed use. Okay, when you're talking
mixed
about
use,
it's mixed housing. So you have market rent and then you have affordable rent. Typically, it's Section 42, which is based on income. Okay, so the thing is the best way, and I've worked at these communities that accept Section 8, Section 42. The best way that I keep market rent high, I lower my pricing just enough so someone who's making Section 8, Section 42 comes in, I get my occupancy to where I need it, and then I raise my rents, and then everyone coming in until I lower past a certain occupancy, I keep my rents high. So people paying market, not taking subsidies from the government, are paying an inflated price simply because I have these Section 8 people, these Section 42 people, where I know I'm getting money from the government. You know, maybe it's not quite as much, but it's a damn near.
So one thing that I have learned, right, is that we determine the market value.
I disagree with that.
We do.
The market does. We don't. We work in apartment rentals.
No, but I'm saying our community, our apartment rentals determine market value. So we increase the price.
We determine market value, but we do not determine what the market is valued.
Correct. But that's a very fine line.
You can price a 1-bedroom at $2,000 and not rent it at all. Because the person next door is $1,800.
If we have a certain amount of money, right? Yep. Like that's how much what it is, right? And then what happens is we all of a sudden like tell this company who it pays rent, they will like increase the amount that they can pay. So we can continually like increase and have
it's the reason why it's called market rent is because it's left up to the market though.
Yeah.
It's not a vacuum. It's actually capitalism in its finest. It is based on competition. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And I used to have an issue with these high with these high market rent places, these luxury apartments. I was kind of like, fuck you, why are you paying that much? Yeah. But then I realized, I was like, these people, if they didn't live in, La-di-da on the, down the road, they would be paying, exorbitant amount for shitty apartments, luxury rentals in the end lower rent for the rest of us. That market is being filled. That class is being filled, and they're paying those rents. They're not competing for these lower class apartments. Luxury apartments do in the end lower the market rent overall.
Agreed, but I'm not talking about that though. But I understand what you're saying.
I know we got over market.
No, that's all.
But let's continue on here. So we talked about gentrification. We talked about the $3 billion bullshittery. There was one other topic we were going to talk about, I believe.
I'm not sure. I'm like I just feel like the biggest thing is that Amazon pulled out.
Yep.
And there was an opposition. Mm-hmm. And they're stating their claims of how we finally beat big corporation. Yeah.
Well, the thing
I feel like is very subjective.
I think that's a great way to put it because the city councilman Jimmy whatever the
Jimmy
fuck,
2 times
he's going around parading like he beat Goliath, and the thing is I'm sure in his mind that is how it played out. However, he didn't he's like it just does not register that him taking on this faceless corporation has vastly limited the opportunities to his people.
So here's I think I've already said this, but I'm very, very interested
how it plays out.
Which
we can do our best.
I'm so fucking excited. Like, because this is what I love. This is like me personally. I fucking love this type of shit where like either one side of government or like someone like puts a stand like no, this is what we want, and I want to know how it plays out. I want to know how, like, okay, since Amazon is pulled out, what are they going to generate?
Well, it's going to be a slow burn
because they said, oh, well, we generate all this, or like we've already had something in place. Is that going to fucking happen?
Well, in my mind, it was a city council justifying their jobs. It was a city council justifying their jobs.
In other words,
positions.
A power play.
It was a power play.
Yeah,
but. I think at best it will be a slow burn for that neighborhood. New York's not going to go anywhere.
No,
New York is an economic powerhouse.
Yeah.
They just lost a huge opportunity due to some small-minded bullshittery in my mind. Is New York going to collapse anytime soon? No. Did this neighborhood miss out? Yes. If this neighborhood
did Long Island miss out on job opportunities?
Oh fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah! I feel like that. Wait. I feel like that is the quintessential, like, point.
Yeah. Well, I think
did Long Island lose out?
I don't think
on job opportunities.
I think the worst part is the reason that they lost out on job opportunities was because of 12 people.
The white man.
12. It was a white dude. The 12 people that didn't want him there. People that had way too much power. That you didn't go through me first.
Yeah.
Kind of government
you
officials.
Didn't include me in on this deal. What the fuck? Fuck you.
In all honesty. There should be, and I saw a speech.
When you listen to them, it's very like one-sided. It's not open. It's interesting when you hear.
You reap what you sow.
I would love.
They elected them. You reap what you sow. You lost billions.
I would love for people to go online and research and listen to the opposition. I'm not saying I'm for or against. I'm just literally saying
opposition to what? Let's clarify that.
Opposition of Amazon coming
to New York.
Yeah. To New Jersey.
No, it's New York.
Long Island. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. But all right, yeah. So
Jesus,
here's a little look into our lives here. That is the 3rd time we recorded that conversation.
Guys, it's so crazy as we've recorded this. This is the 3rd time. It's ridiculous.
I've been here for 3 hours.
Yeah,
I thought, oh, fuck.
It's so crazy. But hey, we got through it. We're already at an hour.
We did it.
Which I'm very proud of us. Whoa. This is an hour long.
Are we ending it?
No. This is where it was for the last time.
Are we going to take that out?
Yeah, we can take it out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
I can hear it on the fucking...
Okay, Sean. Because I have a huge boner, please. What's too big to cut? Because I got a boner now. Boom. There we go. Yeah.
So yeah, we recorded that 3 times.
Three times
due to technical difficulties.
Difficulties, but we got it.
Computer
We're good.
impotence.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think I feel like I still want to kind of just reiterate kind of my
I
view.
don't even want to talk about it anymore.
I do. I just want to say
ahead.
it's crazy how long it took to find the story. Again, it takes forever to find the fucking just bare essential news.
I would love to repeat what I said last week. The shit show is always front and center.
It's always it's just ridiculous. I'm like, fuck, can't we have fucking the straight up news? But no, we have to delve deep into it.
It's always through a filter of someone's mind,
Yes.
Which is concerning. So I just put on a playlist today while I was sitting on, playing video games or whatever. And it was, it was on the same topic of New York pulling out of Amazon pulling out of New York. Just kidding. And it was different news sources, but it was more or less the same story. It's weird. News, I think, has they put too much weight in them trying to digest the news for us instead of just giving it to us.
I would love for our listeners to at least hey, I listen to CNBC. I'm more of a headline news. If you guys can let us know, hey, this is my main source of news.
Yeah,
I would love. I would love to hear that. Yeah. And hear your opinions. Fuck.
Honestly, I'd never listened to CNBC, but I think CNBC is more economical news. They had the best interviews, so that was one thing that I actually really enjoyed.
We just want to kind of end the conversation with, we hope you have a great night. Hopefully you learned something. If you have any questions, let us fucking know.
Give us a like on Facebook.
Give us a like on Facebook.
If you are hearing this right now, you listened enough.
Fuck yeah.
Give us a like.
Give us a
Facebook.
like. Even if you want to share, give
us a share. Give us a subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
We recorded this 3 times tonight. Just imagine how good it would have sounded if we just recorded it once.
I'm sorry, it was a shit show, but we actually got this going, which is great. Fuck. So let us know what you think.
I am mentally exhausted from this
I'm
one.
so exhausted.
Shit.
It's fucking Saturday night.
It's midnight.
It's midnight. What?
It's 12.
Oh my god! I have to work tomorrow. You don't have shit to do, so it's all good.
I got a cold.
Right. I have a cold. Anyways, you guys,
we appreciate you listening.
Appreciate you listening.
Us a like.
Give us a like.
Will see you next week.
We'll see you next week. And thank you very much for listening to
That's Your Opinion, man.
You guys have a great night.
Try to dig the colorful things we say.